Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Nick Tan Chats, my magic and mostly mentalism review show. My name is Nick Tan, and on today's episode, I'll be chatting with you guys about Psychic Prediction by Angelo Carbone. So hi again guys, welcome back to the channel, and as always, thanks for showing up, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for spending some time with me today. So on today's episode, I'll be chatting with you guys about a magic app. Okay, so this is a new magic app, however, it is not for a new thing. It is not a new thing, although it is new, if that makes sense. So today we'll be talking about something called Psychic Prediction that is released by Angelo Carbone. Okay, so if you've known of the work of Angelo Carbone, you'll know that this guy is ingenious, alright, really clever guy, and Psychic Prediction was actually released, I don't know, like a decade ago as Magic SMS. I originally also purchased Magic SMS all those years ago, and I've had so much fun with it, like over the years, up to the point when, it stopped working. So I was performing it quite a lot, casually, for family, friends, Friends at that time would definitely have seen me performing this for them. On top of casual performances, I also included it as part of my close-up set. Right, at that point in time, because I was still performing close-up magic back then. And I'll tell you exactly how I used to do it, alright, the structure of the routine that I used to use as well. So before I get into what I think about Psychic Prediction, alright, Magic SMS, alright, let me just tell you guys about the effect in case, some of you out there aren't familiar with it. So what happens is you have a spectator, alright, just think of a color, okay, a color as well as a playing card. From there, you bring out your mobile device, your mobile phone, you bring up the message function on your phone, and you text a psychic friend. So what happens is, you text this person, okay, and the spectators can see you really texting the person, right? Maybe you text something like, hey, my friend here is thinking of a color and the name of a playing card. Can you tell me what they are thinking of? So from there, what happens is, everyone sees the message being sent, okay, and the phone is, clicked off and placed face up onto the table. From there, the waiting begins, right? We all wait for just a short while, and just a short while later, a text message comes in. Okay, the phone beeps, okay, a text message comes in, and on the message preview screen, on the lock screen itself, people can read that, a message has come in from your psychic friend. So the spectator is now asked to name their thought of color as well as their thought of playing card. The phone is unlocked, okay, and it is seen that your mystery psychic friend has in fact replied with the exact thoughts that the spectator had on their mind. So the message can read, for example, something like, I've given it some thought, and I think your friend is thinking of the color blue and the 3 of hearts. And that's it, the effect ends there. You can reply a thank you to your psychic friend, turn off the phone, and you keep the phone, and that's it. So in essence, this is Magic SMS, okay, from that whole decade back, alright? I've loved it ever since I first bought it back then, and I was really kind of sad, the day that, we were unable to use the app anymore. And so Angelo has brought back Magic SMS, alright, in the form of Psychic Prediction. It is now available for both iOS as well as Android. This current version has got many features, I've kind of forgotten what was not in the original version already, because it has been some time, but I will be able to tell you, now in this current version of Psychic Prediction, what are some of the things that you're able to do. So first of all, setting up the app is really simple. If I can do it, anyone can, okay? Because if you know me, you know Nick Tan. Nick Tan is a tech idiot, okay? On a good night, I am probably able to safely remove the protective casing from my phone without breaking the screen. So let's talk about the app itself. Now, the app is really highly customizable, all right? In this particular version, you can change, the text messages, all right? So in the text screen that comes up, once you click the messages button, you can customize every single message that appears on that screen. The name of the person on the screen that appears, the message preview that is along with the person's name that they send you the message. Each message can be customized, so you can make the whole thing look as realistic as possible. Not only that, you are now able to actually affix a profile picture along with those messages as well. So if you're going to be using the names of, genuine friends from your phone book, you can actually, use their photographs as well, along with the name. And of course, you can customize the exact psychic person who is replying your messages, right? So this can be anybody, it can be a celebrity, it can just be a random name that you come up with, a mysterious psychic name of a friend or of someone that you came up with. And you can also, again, fix a profile picture along with that name. Once you enter that the message thread, all right, your psychic friend's message thread, you can also customize the previous messages that you have had with your psychic friend. Okay, so it really, really looks like this is a genuine thing. Using the app during performance is really, really simple. All right, now all you have to do is to remember a couple of things. All right, if you can remember like a list of 10 things, you should have no problems performing this. Now, the surprising thing is, even though I've not performed this for years, okay, I can still remember those things that I'm supposed to remember to use the app. There is a very simple mnemonic, okay, for you to remember what you need to remember. So if you just spend some time with it, you should have no problems at all, okay? If you really are afraid that you can't remember stuff on the spot, you could come up with a crib sheet of some sort, but all things considered, it's really simple. Spend some time with it. I don't think you'll have a problem at all. So I haven't had the opportunity to film a full-length, like uncut performance of this psychic prediction yet. However, Craig Petty just recently did a review for this particular app as well. So if you'd like to see a full performance, do head on over to Craig Petty's channel and you can check out his video there. So there's not much else to say about, Magic SMS, right? Psychic prediction. If you like the effect, then it is what it is. I think it is a really clever thing. I remember buying it all those years ago just because of a testimonial from Darren Brown, right, saying, how well thought out this whole thing is. And I will tell you that the input method, okay, because we all know that a magic app of this kind has an input method of sorts, right? The input method is really ingenious, okay, and I think it happens at a really, really great time, at a psychologically invisible time as well. And I'm not sure, but this input method, it might have originated with Angelo Carbone, right? Many years ago. Back then, he might have been the first to come up with this sort of approach when, inputting information into an app. And then, of course, over the years, other creators, other developers have kind of used and borrowed this approach from Angelo, okay? But I do believe that I first saw this kind of a thing from Angelo Carbone. So I did mention to you that I used this quite extensively, casually, right? Performing for friends and family. I also enjoyed using it on and off, not often, but I used to use it at even my professional close-up gigs as well. Here's how I used to do it, okay? Really briefly, because I don't want this to turn into like a lecture. So what happens is this. My thoughts on this is that I use this to cover up the dead time for another routine, and then I use that routine to cover up the dead time for Magic SMS, okay? Because when you perform Magic SMS, there is a dead time of sorts when you are kind of waiting for the message to come back in, right? Now that moment can be interesting, okay? It can be interesting. The tension when everyone is waiting for the message to come in can be an engaging kind of a thing, right? But the way I've handled it, at least, is to use that moment and I filled it up with handling another effect. Okay, so basically what happens is this. I task a spectator, all right, to make a drawing. Okay, so I hand out a billet and a pen and I tell them to make a simple drawing of some kind. So during the drawing duplication, you and I know, that there will be some dead time as well in this routine because a spectator is, they're turning away perhaps and they're making a drawing and we are all just here like kind of, like waiting. So what happens is when the spectator is tasked to make a drawing, I then turn to another spectator, maybe one or two in fact, and I have one spectator, you know what, you think of a color and you think of a playing card. Okay, so I get, these two bits of information, they're just thought of. I take out my phone and now I text openly to my psychic friend. I show them the text, all right, I'm asking this person, hey, people here are thinking of a color and a card, can you guess what they are? And then I click send. Now, what you will find with Magic SMS, this routine, is that as you are typing, you really kind of pull people in, all right? People really are kind of interested to see what it is you're typing. So it is kind of like, I don't know, it's a naturally kind of an engaging moment when you're typing out the message. So don't just, breeze over it, really make it a point of showing people that you are typing a message of sorts. You send the message, you place the phone, you turn it off, place it face up on a table, and then you have kind of filled up the dead time from the drawing duplication, right? So at this time, you turn back to the spectator who made the drawing, and now you're going to fill up the dead time for waiting for the message to come in with performing a bit of the drawing duplication. So what happens now is you take back the billet, and here you put it back into, I don't know, a wallet of some kind, an envelope. You execute method basically, right, for the drawing duplication, and then you start getting some verbal hits. At this point, the message will come in. Okay, so you're doing stuff over here. Picture this is an organic thing, it's a man-made object. Ping, ping, and the message comes in. You stop. You have them name the color, name the card. You do the method. Okay, for Magic SMS, they read the message. It is correct. All right, you get the response from that. And then what happens is from there, I kind of, text the thank you message to my psychic friend. I keep the phone, and then I continue with, closing the whole thing with doing the drawing duplication. All right, so that's how I've kind of structured it back then. All right, using one method to cover the dead time for another, and then using the other to cover the dead time for the other, and then, bringing everything to a close. But I might have taken too much time on this, I might have gone off topic, but just thought I'd share that with you, how I use Magic SMS to kind of work it into a close-up kind of a routine. So as much as I like Magic SMS, it's not without its negatives. Okay, so the first negative I'm going to tell you is some of you out there who have had Magic SMS back then, all right? There were two versions previously, I think. The Magic SMS, and then there was Magic SMS 2, I think, okay, in 2015 or something like that. You might be a little bit irritated, that you have to kind of purchase this again. And I do understand, all right, that, you have to kind of buy the same thing again, and it kind of gets on your nerves, right? Now, I'll say this, all right, hand on my heart, although this is a review copy, okay, from Angelo, I would have bought this anyway, okay, because, well, my rationale is this, if I enjoy performing something, if I enjoy using it, all right, then I wouldn't mind like kind of paying for it again after so many years, I mean, even shoes, right? You wear shoes for a while and they wear out, you have to buy new shoes, right? So you're like kind of buying the same thing, but you know what I mean, right? So to me, that's not an issue. I would have bought it anyway, okay? Then there are some people who might think that, they like it, but they don't want to get it because, hey, the interface for phones change all the time, and before you know it, it's going to like change again, and then we're going to buy something else. And I understand, okay, I really do, but my thoughts on this is, well, live in the now, okay, for me at least, okay, for me, if I like the effect, if I want to perform it, and if I can perform it now, all right, while I can, then I will, all right, so that's just me. The next negative I'll say is it feels a bit weird in this day and age to be using the SMS feature, all right, the messages function, because, well, at least here in Singapore, all right, most people who are texting heavily are not really using message texting anymore, SMS, right? We are all using other apps, such as, Telegram, WhatsApp, Line, so it feels a little bit weird to be using SMS. Most of us here are kind of more used to using WhatsApp, okay, instead of SMS, all right? But it's a small point. In performance, it just flies. Alright, so that's all I have to say about Magic SMS, alright, by Angelo Carbone. Once again, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Angelo, alright, for really kindly letting me have this copy so that I can use it, alright, after all these years, and to chat about it with you guys on this show as well. If you are interested to check out Magic SMS for yourself, Psychic Prediction, I will leave the link in the description box down below. So till next time guys, take care of yourselves, stay safe, enjoy your magic and your mentalism, and I will see you on a future episode of Nique Tan Chats.